Isn't it something, my friends, how life works in mysterious, unpredictable ways? Like a grand masterpiece painted in chaos, it seems unbalanced at times, unfair even. You see cruelty happen, betrayal occur, and you wonder if there's any justice at all. It feels like they got away with it, doesn't it? The ones who broke your trust, twisted your kindness, and left you picking up the pieces of what they shattered. They smiled, as if the pain they caused was meaningless, as if you were nothing more than a stepping stone for their selfish gain. Oh, the audacity. But here's where the story takes a turn they never see coming. Life has a rhythm, an order we can't always see. The scales they tipped so carelessly don't stay unbalanced forever. No. The universe, or perhaps God himself, has a way of setting things right. Quietly, patiently, with a kind of precision that borders on poetry. While they walk away with their pride and arrogance, thinking they've won, thinking they've escaped unscathed, something is already at work behind the scenes. It's subtle, invisible even, but it's there. Justice, divine justice, is in motion, and you don't have to do a single thing to make it happen. You see, every action, every word spoken in cruelty, every betrayal, it doesn't disappear. It doesn't evaporate into nothingness. It lingers, waiting, like seeds planted in the soil. And those seeds, my friends, will grow. The storm they created, the ripple they unleashed in your life, it's circling back to them, because nothing in this world goes without consequence. Their reckoning is coming. Oh, they may think they're safe now. They may convince themselves that the hurt they caused you is a chapter closed, a moment long forgotten. But what they don't realize is that there's a higher power pulling strings they can't even see. You can call it God, call it the universe, call it karma. It doesn't matter. What matters is this: no cruelty goes unnoticed. No pain inflicted goes uncounted. While they go about their lives, laughing, building their illusions of happiness, something is quietly unraveling beneath the surface. It starts small, a nagging feeling they can't shake, a restless night that leaves them staring at the ceiling. Oh, they'll dismiss it at first. They'll tell themselves they're fine, that nothing's wrong. But deep down, in the corners of their soul, they'll feel it, that weight, that unease. Because justice doesn't always roar in with thunder and fury. Sometimes it whispers. It creeps in like a shadow, showing up where they least expect it. At work, where plans fall apart without warning. In their relationships, where trust begins to crack and crumble. In their dreams, where they're haunted by echoes of what they've done. And here's the beauty of it all. You don't have to lift a finger. Put down your swords, my friends. Let go of the anger, the desire to see them fall. Why? Because justice that comes from you is limited. It's flawed. But justice that comes from a higher power, oh, it's perfect. It's poetic. The storm they unleashed on you will return to them multiplied, wrapped in lessons they can't ignore. And when it does, it won't just break their peace. It'll shake the very foundations of the illusions they built. They thought they could play with your heart and walk away unscathed. But the universe doesn't work like that. Choices have consequences, always. Isn't it funny how the past never truly disappears? How every choice, every action, has a way of echoing through time, finding its way back, like a boomerang you can't outrun. Oh, they'll try to pretend otherwise. They'll convince themselves that what they did to you was just a fleeting moment, a chapter they've closed. They'll smile, they'll laugh, they'll chase after distractions, new faces, new adventures, temporary highs that numb the reality they're running from. But the echoes always come back, don't they? In the quiet moments, when the world slows down and there's nowhere left to hide, that's when they'll feel it, the weight of what they did. At first it will show up as a whisper, doubt creeping in when they least expect it. Something doesn't feel right, but they can't put their finger on it. Then it gets louder. It shows up in their relationships, where the people they trust begin to disappoint them. The connections they thought were strong reveal cracks they can't mend. Every word of cruelty they spoke, every moment they betrayed your kindness, it will start to mirror itself in their lives. You see, pain is not something you can throw at someone and walk away from. No, it sticks. It lingers. And when they thought they were done hurting you, they didn't realize they were planting the seeds of their own suffering. Oh, they'll search for someone else to fill the void. They'll look into the eyes of new people, hoping to see a reflection of what they lost. But here's the truth. No one will ever compare to you. You were rare, weren't you? A gift they failed to recognize. And now, that realization will haunt them like a shadow they can't escape. The world they built on your pain will start to crumble, slowly, quietly. And when it does, they'll have no one to blame but themselves. But let's not focus on them, my friends, because this story, it isn't really about them. It's about you. It's about the way you took their cruelty and turned it into something beautiful. They tried to break you, to bury you in the darkness they created. But what they didn't realize is that you were a seed. And what happens to a seed buried deep in the earth? It grows. Look at you now, stronger, wiser, unshakable. The pain they caused didn't destroy you. It transformed you. It taught you to stand taller, to value yourself more deeply, to protect your heart without hardening it. You are the embodiment of resilience, a living testament to what it means to rise from the ashes. Your healing, your growth, it's a victory they will never understand. While they remain trapped in the mess of their own making, you are free. Free to laugh again, to love again, to build a life so extraordinary they'll wish they had treated you differently. Because here's the truth. The best revenge isn't anger or vengeance. No, the best revenge is your joy, your peace, your success. It's living so fully, so beautifully, that their absence feels like nothing more than a forgotten page in your story. And oh, how you're shining now. You're glowing with the kind of light that can't be dimmed. They thought they held the power, didn't they? They thought their actions defined you, controlled you. But what they failed to see is that you are the author of your own story. And in this chapter, they are nothing more than a lesson, a footnote you learned from and left behind. You see, they were your test, a challenge sent to show you who you are, to teach you what you deserve, and to prepare you for something greater. And you passed. You passed with grace, with strength, with the quiet dignity of someone who knows their worth. So hold your head high, my friend. You've already won. Regret, my friends, is a heavy chain, one that wraps itself around the soul, growing tighter with every passing day. At first they won't admit it. Oh no, they'll wear their pride like armor. They'll tell themselves they did the right thing, that hurting you was justified, that you weren't the one. They'll hide behind their excuses, their justifications, their self-serving stories. But the truth has a way of catching up to even the proudest heart. And when it does, it doesn't whisper, it roars. It will start with the smallest things, a song, a place, a memory they can't erase. The sound of your laughter will echo in their minds when the world grows quiet. Your kindness, the way you always believed in them, will haunt them in moments they least expect. They'll sit in rooms full of people and still feel alone because no one else understands them the way you did. And when they look back, when they replay those moments in their mind, they'll see it clearly. The look in your eyes when they hurt you, the trust they shattered, the love they took for granted. It will hit them like a wave they can't outrun. Oh, they'll try to drown it out. They'll fill their days with noise, their nights with distractions, chasing anything that numbs the ache of what they've lost. New relationships, new experiences, new illusions. But here's the thing about regret. It doesn't go away. It waits. It waits in the spaces between the distractions, in the silence that settles when there's nothing left to chase. And as time passes, they'll come to realize the truth they've been avoiding. They lost someone rare, someone extraordinary. They had the best, and they let it slip through their fingers. That, my friends, is a kind of punishment far worse than any revenge. Because regret doesn't just visit, it stays. And here's where the story truly shifts. You see, your absence will teach them far more than your presence ever could. By walking away, by refusing to tolerate their cruelty, you gave them the greatest lesson of all, that love, trust, and kindness are not things to be taken for granted. At first, they'll pretend not to care. They'll carry on as if losing you was just another chapter. But deep down, oh, they'll feel it. They'll feel the void you left, an irreplaceable space they'll spend their lives trying and failing to fill. They'll look for you in the eyes of others. They'll search for pieces of you in conversations, in moments of silence, in fleeting connections that never measure up. But no one will compare. No one will bring the depth, the warmth, the understanding that you did. And that's when it will hit them. They didn't just lose a person. They lost a blessing. You were their chance to rise, to be better, to show up as someone worthy of the love you so freely gave. And they squandered it. They failed the test miserably. Now they'll carry that failure with them like a scar they can't hide. It will show up in their relationships, in the way they struggle to trust, to connect, to truly love. Because you see, when they chose to hurt you, they didn't just hurt you, they damaged themselves. They broke something within their own soul, and now they're the ones who have to live with it. But you, oh, you are free. Your absence isn't just a void, it's a statement. It's a quiet power that reminds them of what they lost and what they will never have again. And here's the best part. You don't need to see their regret. You don't need to hear their apologies. Your healing, your growth, your joy. That's all the closure you'll ever need. While they carry the weight of their choices, you're out there living, thriving, building a life so beautiful that their absence feels like nothing more than a faded memory. Because in the end, their greatest punishment isn't karma or divine retribution. It's knowing that they had the best and they lost it forever. And now, my friends, we arrive at the most beautiful part of this story, your freedom. You see, the greatest victory doesn't lie in their downfall. No, it lies in your rising. It lies in the way you've taken every ounce of pain they threw at you and turned it into power. It's in your ability to smile again, to love again, to live a life they can no longer touch. That is where your true strength shines, unbreakable, undeniable, unstoppable. While they are stuck in the mess they created, you are free. Free from their chaos, their lies, their cruelty. Free to write a new chapter, one filled with joy, peace, and possibilities beyond anything you ever imagined. They no longer control your story. They were just a plot twist, a difficult chapter you overcame, and now you hold the pen. And let me tell you this, the life ahead of you, it's a masterpiece. Because you've learned, haven't you? You've learned to protect your peace. You've learned that not everyone deserves access to your heart, that your kindness is a treasure not to be squandered. You've learned that walking away is not weakness, it's power. It's choosing yourself when others couldn't see your worth. And now, while they replay their mistakes over and over again, you're too busy living to notice. While they sit with the weight of their regret, you'll be surrounded by the kind of love and happiness they couldn't offer you. This is the truth. Some people are meant to teach us lessons, not walk beside us forever. They were sent into your life to show you your own strength, your own worth. And once the lesson is learned, you don't look back. You don't hold on. You move forward with grace, with dignity, with the unshakable knowledge that you deserve better. Because you do. And better? Oh, it's already on its way. God, the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, is writing your next chapter. And trust me, it's going to be filled with the kind of blessings that leave you breathless, the kind of peace that fills your soul, the kind of joy that lights up even the darkest corners of your past. As for them, let them carry the weight of their choices. Let them sit with the consequences of their actions. Let them face the empty spaces they created. Because this isn't your burden anymore, it's theirs. Your absence will be their greatest teacher, your success, their sharpest reminder. And you'll be free, truly free, free to love, to dream, to shine. Because in the end, their greatest punishment isn't anything you could give them. It's knowing that they had someone extraordinary, someone irreplaceable, and they lost you forever. And you're not just surviving, you're thriving, you're soaring. You're living a life so full, so beautiful, that even they would have to admit losing you was the greatest mistake they ever made. So hold your head high. Keep walking forward. The past can't touch you anymore. The future is yours, and it's brighter than ever. You've won.